And I'm seeing that the failure on law enforcement leadership that have sworn an oath to defend and protect and uphold the laws are ignoring and violating these laws, and these people are being hurt by it.
A former jail administrator is suing the Washington County Sheriff for wrongful termination after he claims he was fired for reporting his concerns. Two Works for You's investigator Aaron Conrad has been digging deeper into these allegations and how a lack of accountability isn't just a problem here in Oklahoma.
The former Washington County jailer says he witnessed hundreds of violations while working here at the jail, but he says what was most troubling is what happened when he tried to report them.
People were being hurt by these violations, and not only were civil rights being violated, but the citizens of Washington County were exposed to unnecessary risks of financial lawsuits for the ramifications of these violations.
Paul Green is the former assistant jail administrator for the Washington County Jail. He worked at the detention center from December of 2017 to January of 2019. That's when he claims he was fired. Green filed a lawsuit claiming he was wrongfully discharged from his employment with the sheriff's office in retaliation for filing complaints and reporting illegal conduct.
And I can't stand by, I swore an oath to protect people. And I can't stand by knowing what I know and not take action to get the word out.
Green contacted the Two Works for You investigators about his concerns. So we went to work digging into those issues. Green says he tried to report them up the chain of command while still on the job, but claims nothing was done. Green tells us it wasn't until he was fired that he made formal complaints with the Oklahoma State Department of Health, the Oklahoma Attorney General, the OSBI, and the FBI. In Green's complaints, he says, quote, serious suicide attempts, serious injuries to both officers and inmates, major damage to the jail, and apparently even a prisoner escape were not being reported to the Oklahoma State Department of Health, as is required by law. We requested the inspection records from the Oklahoma State Department of Health for the Washington County Jail for the last 5 years. In its 2019 inspection report, the jail was cited for 3 incidents that match up with allegations Green made in his complaints.
Working in the jail.
Green isn't the only former employee speaking out. Former jailer Stephen Staley is not part of Green's lawsuit, but says he witnessed similar violations.
They had significant damage to the facility because of this attempted escape, and they ended up having to close that particular pod down for a period of time. Never was reported to the state.
Staley says he left the Washington County Jail on his own just months after Green.
I had to leave and do something else. I saw too many things that bothered me.
Both men tell me they were disturbed by the lack of accountability. When we dug into that issue, we found the avenues for reporting violations within county jails to outside agencies are limited. The Oklahoma State Department of Health is one of the few agencies with at least some oversight of county jails. Barry Edwards is its program manager for jail inspections. He says while the agency can investigate complaints and does, they don't have many enforcement options.
If we cite a deficiency based on the standard, then we provide them a statement of deficiencies, and by the requirements for our program, we're required to provide them a plan of correction. Now, they do not have to follow the plan of correction. They can, do something else. Then they have 60 days to correct. If the deficiency hasn't been corrected, then we do have the recourse for the commissioner.
Most complaints go through the jail chain of command, and complaints that do not fall under the OSDH purview can be reported to the district attorney's office. However, the lack of clear oversight is something Green claims is a problem.
My boss knew that his failure to report injuries to officers and inmates, his failure to report serious suicide attempts, that there's not going to be any financial or any monetary or any type of recourse against them for violating those laws.
Wanda Bertram is with the Prison Policy Initiative and says a lack of outside accountability for county jails is a widespread issue.
The problem of negligent oversight over county jails is absolutely not limited to Oklahoma. When there aren't outside bodies, when there aren't parties outside the jail or the jail system that are working to hold these facilities accountable or shine a light on what's going on, then people who are on the inside, who have so much power, to see and report on what's going on, they really don't have many options.
So far, none of the agencies Green contacted will say if they can or will look into his complaints. Coming up, when you join us tonight at 10, we hear from Washington County Sheriff Scott Owen.
I just felt like since you felt it necessary to reach out, it was my obligation as an elected official to try to answer the questions that you had for me.
In Bartlesville, Aaron Conrad, 2 Works for You.